Hey everyone, welcome back to Hobbies with Jose. I'm Jose Carbajal. Today we've got part one of our Bandai Millennium Falcon build. Let's go. Thanks for joining me again, everyone. Good to have you back. So I've got all of my pieces here laid out in front, and I went ahead and already cleaned them with warm soapy water just to get all of the residue and chemicals off of the pieces. Normally, I'm the kind of guy that likes to follow the manual as far as what order to do things in, and if we look at the very first steps, they have us put together the canopy cockpit section. But what I actually want to do first is give everything a good coat of primer. And what I'll be using for that is Tamiya's Fine Surface Primer. This is going to be very good in retaining all of the fine details of the mold. So I'm going to put the primer into some warm water to help it flow, and we'll get started. So at this point, I've gone over everything with primer and I've let it dry, and I've added a color coat onto the Falcon itself, and I'm using Testors Flat Light Aircraft Gray. Now it's not just light gray, but it's also got a very light beige color to it as well. Almost makes it seem a little bit aged, so I think that's going to fit with the Falcon. But at this point, I'm going to let everything dry overnight, and we're going to keep working on it tomorrow. Buenos dias, everybody. So I've had my breakfast this morning. I've got my coffee here ready. Good old KOFF33 here. I'm going to put them to the side. And our pieces are dried up. I did go ahead and do a test fit of the Falcon itself. It's looking pretty good so far. And I also did a test fit of the canopy itself. I'm going to zoom in here. You can see I left the inside with just a primer ready to paint. Although I did miss the front control console. That stayed on the sprue when I was spraying it with the light gray color, but that's okay. We'll paint over that as well. Now right now I do have the front section without the clear plastic, and one thing I didn't realize is the clear plastic piece doesn't actually go underneath it. It replaces this whole section entirely. What you normally do is you either use the stickers or the decals to put in the light gray sections, but because I painted mine, it's not going to exactly match. And I do want to have the clear plastic pieces on it, so I'm going to have to paint them in myself. Before we do that, however, I'm going to work on the hull itself, and I'm going to paint in those sections that are off color. There's a couple of different tones of gray, there's some mustard yellows and some reds. So let's go ahead and get started with that. there's definitely quite a few more red panels to get through, so I'm going to go over all of them, maybe giving them about 2 or 3 coats, and we'll continue on from there. Alright, so I've got red paint onto all of the proper panels. Just 1 coat for right now, but I will go back and add maybe 2 or 3 more coats onto each of them. And even if they don't end up being perfectly even with the red, that's perfectly okay, because the Falcon is anything but perfection. But you can see that there. I think this still looks better than using the decals or the stickers. So I'll continue on with that. But that's where I'm going to end it for today. When we come back next week, we're going to start painting in some other panels. There's 2 other shades of light gray to do, and maybe even start painting the details of the cockpit. So we'll see what we do. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Take care.